never liked the old playhouse at the edge of our property. It had been there long before I moved in, and even though it looked quaint from a distance, up close it was something else entirely. The paint was peeling, windows were cracked, and the air around it felt thick, heavy, like it was holding its breath. My husband, Mark, said I was imagining things, but I could feel it, the house watching, waiting. The first night I noticed it, I couldn't sleep. The wind was unusually strong, rattling the windows, and every time I closed my eyes, I could hear faint laughter, almost childlike, drifting through the walls. I tried to convince myself it was the old pipes, or perhaps the creaks of the floorboards, but deep down, I knew it wasn't that simple. It was a Saturday morning when I finally decided to confront it. The sun was shining, and Mark had taken the kids to visit his mother. I thought if I walked up to the playhouse during the day, maybe I could finally see what was causing my unease. The door was unlocked, swinging slightly on its rusted hinges. The moment I stepped inside, a chill wrapped around me like an invisible hand. Dust motes floated in the sunlight that filtered through the broken windows, and cobwebs hung from the ceiling. There was a faint smell of something sweet and rotting, a contradiction that made my stomach churn. I called out, "Hello? Is anyone here?" No answer, only the echo of my own voice. Then I saw it, a small, wooden doll sitting in the corner. Its eyes were unnervingly lifelike, painted deep brown with tiny flecks of gold. The doll was wearing a faded pink dress, frayed at the edges, and it was smiling. Not a normal smile, but a crooked one, the kind that makes your skin crawl. I wanted to pick it up, but something in my gut screamed, "Don't." I stepped back, and the floorboard beneath me creaked. Suddenly, I felt a soft brush against my ankle. I looked down, and my heart nearly stopped. The doll was closer. No, not the doll. The air shimmered slightly, and in the reflection of the broken glass window, I saw a little girl standing behind me. She had dark hair, tangled and matted, and wore a dress similar to the doll's. "Who are you?" I whispered. The girl tilted her head, and a low, haunting giggle escaped her lips. Then she disappeared, as if swallowed by the shadows. My hands shook, and I fumbled out of the playhouse, slamming the door behind me. I leaned against it, trying to catch my breath. Mark didn't believe me when I told him about the girl. "You're tired," he said, brushing it off. "Maybe you just need some sleep." But sleep wasn't coming that night. I dreamt of the playhouse, of the little girl calling my name, beckoning me to follow her. When I woke, my bedroom felt different, heavier somehow, as though the presence had followed me. Over the next few days, strange things began happening. Items in the house moved on their own. I would find the doll sitting in different places, even though I hadn't touched it. Doors would open and close without explanation. Sometimes, at night, I would hear soft footsteps pacing the hallway, stopping outside my bedroom door. One evening, I decided I had to face it. I grabbed a flashlight and made my way to the playhouse. The sun had just set, and the shadows stretched long across the yard. As I approached, the air grew colder, and I could see my breath fogging. I pushed open the door. The interior was darker than I remembered, almost black, as if it was swallowing the light. "I'm not afraid," I said aloud, though my voice trembled. A faint giggle answered me. The doll was on the floor, its head turned slightly as if it had been watching me. The little girl appeared again, this time closer. Her eyes glowed faintly in the dark. "You can't stay here," I said firmly, though my voice was shaking. "This is my home." The girl tilted her head and then vanished. A door in the back of the playhouse creaked open, a door I had never seen before. Behind it was a staircase, leading down into darkness. My instinct screamed at me to run, but something drew me in. I descended slowly. The stairs led to a small basement, lined with shelves filled with more dolls, hundreds of them, all staring at me with their painted eyes. In the center of the room was a tiny table, and on it a notebook. I picked it up. The pages were filled with childish handwriting, prayers, and strange incantations. The last entry made my blood run cold. "She comes. She watches. Soon she will take you too." A sudden movement made me drop the notebook. The little girl was there, hovering above the table. Her eyes were black now, empty voids that seemed to reach into my soul. The doll on the table shifted, as though it had a life of its own. I ran, scrambling up the stairs, the little girl laughing behind me. I slammed the door and bolted out of the playhouse, never looking back. When I returned inside, Mark was on the couch, reading. "Everything okay?" he asked casually. I shook my head. "No, it's not okay. There's something in the playhouse, Mark. Something evil." He frowned. "Aisha, it's just an old building. There's nothing there." But I knew better. The following night, the power went out. The house was plunged into darkness. I could hear whispers, soft at first, then growing louder, surrounding me. I clutched a flashlight and moved toward the living room. In the beam of light, I saw dozens of small figures, shadows moving just out of reach. Dolls, standing upright, their eyes glowing faintly. And the little girl, floating in the air, her voice echoing, "You shouldn't have come back." Panic surged through me. I ran to the playhouse, desperate to confront whatever force had invaded my home. I flung open the door, but it was empty, silent. The dolls were gone. The girl was gone. Only the wind whispered through the broken windows. Days passed, but the feeling never left. The playhouse seemed to pulse, alive, waiting. I tried to ignore it, to convince myself it was over. But deep down, I knew that evil never truly leaves. Then one morning, Mark found the doll in our bed. Its eyes seemed to follow him as he held it, and he swore it had moved while he slept. We decided to burn it, to destroy it, but no matter what we did, it always returned. One night, I woke to find the little girl standing at the foot of my bed, holding the notebook. "Play with us," she whispered. "Forever." I screamed. Mark woke, but when he looked, the room was empty. The notebook lay on the floor, its pages flipping wildly, as if by an invisible hand. I knew, then, that whatever had come through the playhouse was not bound by doors or walls. It had found a way in. We tried to leave, to sell the house, to escape. But every time we moved, every time we thought we were safe, we would see her, peeking from the shadows, giggling softly, always watching. The playhouse still stands at the edge of the property. Mark says we'll sell it eventually. I don't know if that will help. Sometimes, late at night, I hear the little girl calling my name, and I swear I feel her hand brush my arm. And I know, without a doubt, that the evil in that playhouse will never leave.